A daring rescue.
Stated several times he can't believe that he lived and that he thought he was going to die in this ordeal.
Off the Florida coast. Discovering breakthroughs with artificial intelligence.
I also think that there's student voices that are really important to be showcased in these conversations about AI.
At the AI Plus Expo, Caplin News is live from our DC bureau. An agricultural research center.
And what we want to see is which species are present and what they are doing.
On a mission to educate people about the fruits and vegetables we eat. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Alejandro Marquina.
And I'm Jose Carlos Rodriguez. Today is June 4th, 2025.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
The topic of AI is taking center stage in Washington, D.C. Artificial intelligence is changing the way we live and work. Now it's becoming a bigger focus in the nation's capital.
Laura Iglesias is in Washington, D.C., where students from FIU are taking part in national conversation at the AI Plus Expo.
I am here at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center here in downtown DC, where the rise of artificial intelligence is no longer a future concept, it's happening right now. In this 3-day AI exhibition, innovators are coming together to showcase how AI is shaping the world. Let's take a look. FIU College of Engineering and Computing is participating in the summit because of their new research in several areas, as well as the school's bachelor degree in data science and artificial intelligence, positioning South Florida students at the center of an evolving tech landscape.
So we're here representing the Knight Foundation School of Engineering and Computing, and we're showcasing some of our highlights in AI and data science. We're also talking a little bit about the research that we each do. I'm in the Marine Robotics Lab. I work with Greg Reese, and so I've been talking about that and meeting a lot of new people. For students, this expo isn't just a learning opportunity. It's a space to shape the future. As AI reshapes education, health, and global systems, students want a seat at the table.
I also think that there's student voices that are really important to be showcased in these conversations about AI, and that students have unique perspectives with a lot of different areas like education, the future of AI transformation, and really that students should be an equal part of this conversation of how these technologies are going to impact everyone's lives.
However, while technology is advancing rapidly, proponents of that technology say that lawmakers are lagging behind and that the U.S. is still relying on outdated policies as it tries to regulate tools most members of Congress barely even understand.
So we're now having technology that exponentially, as it advances quicker each time, and a policy process that cannot keep up with it. You then add in lawmakers, many of whom genuinely just don't have the need to understand this.
This is why events like this matter, bringing students, tech experts, and the public together to share knowledge and spark accountability. Well, as we can see, AI continues to evolve, and events like this help bridge the gap between policy and innovation. Reporting from Washington, D.C. for Caplin News, I'm Laura Iglesias.
A U.S. Custom and Border Protection team rescued 3 people from a plane crash off the Florida coast Sunday night. One of the rescuers describes the moment they pulled the pilot from the water. Caplin's Mauro Rueda has the interview and some newly released video.
This is the moment Agent Jay Williams with U.S. Customs and Border Protection
you're good. You're safe.
pulled out the pilot of the crashed Cessna Skyhawk on Sunday night.
He kept verbalizing his pain and also stated several times he can't believe that he lived and that he thought he was going to die in this ordeal.
Agent Williams says the 3 victims on board the plane were treading water for nearly an hour and a half, miles offshore of Indian River County.
The ability for the 3 subjects to be able to keep their hopes up and fight for their lives, to give us time to get there, that was crucial.
Agent Williams says his team got the alert of the crashed aircraft before 9 last night and were able to locate the victims in around 30 minutes. Thanks in part, Williams says, from the heat signatures picked up by the Indian River County Sheriff's Office helicopter.
Without the aid of the helicopter, I don't know where the position of these 3 individuals would be today.
When Agent Williams and his team arrived on scene, they first found 2 victims.
They immediately noticed us and were waving to us, but I also noticed that one of the subjects kept looking back and calling back to a third person by name.
Agent Williams says they were calling back to the man who'd identify himself as the pilot.
I could tell in the look in his face, the way his pupils looked dilated from a distance, the way he was behaving, that he was struggling to stay above water, so he didn't have much more time.
Agent Williams says he threw a safety rope to him and pulled him up by hand.
He immediately complained that he was complaining about his ribs hurting him. So
the victims were then transferred to the EMT for medical attention.
They all seemed pretty healthy for the conditions and what they went through. That was to me was miraculous and amazing.
Agent Williams says he's thankful the conditions on the water made the rescue effort easier. Reporting for Caplin News, I'm Mauro Rueda.
The FBI wants to investigate healthcare providers who offer gender-affirming care to minors, but experts are questioning its legal basis. An FBI spokesperson took to social media Monday asking people to report providers who offer surgeries on transgender minors. While the FBI claims they're breaking the law, experts say the agency's push is not backed by federal law. Instead, they believe it's intended to scare healthcare providers away from offering those services.
The Federal Aviation Administration announces it is seeking a company to build a new air traffic control system over the next 3 years. The FAA announced plans yesterday to replace and modernize core infrastructure, including radar, software, hardware, and telecommunication networks. Although it is not clear how much the project will cost, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is counting on Congress to deliver the funding.
Citigroup rolls back on its restriction for clients that sold firearms after pressure from Trump's administration on Big Bank. The new policy was announced yesterday. Citigroup launched this policy a month after Parkland's mass shooting in 2018. The bank said it would not conduct business with companies that sold firearms to anyone under 21 or did not pass a background check. Citicorp executive reversed that policy, saying they were, in their words, following regulatory developments, recent executive orders, and federal legislation.
A research center in Homestead, supported by the University of Florida, is leader in agricultural research in Miami-Dade County. Caplin's Yomiri Reyes has more on their mission to educate.
The UFIFA's Tropical Research and Education Center, TREC, located in Homestead, Florida, was established in 1929, and for nearly a century it has been a leader in agricultural research, education, and extension in Miami-Dade County.
Our mission is to develop and disseminate science-based information about tropical and subtropical agricultural commodities.
To fulfill this mission, TREC is staffed by scientists across several disciplines focused on tropical horticulture and natural resources. It also has a plant clinic that offers science-based diagnostics to the agricultural community. Among TREC's plant health efforts is the work of the entomology lab, which studies insects. One of the diseases they research is laurel wilt, a deadly threat to avocado trees.
The way that I look for signs in trees is mainly the leaves dying off. The second part will be frost or sawdust on the branch, and then you will also look for entry holes.
Once we get the samples from the field from Armando, we take those logs and we split them open to look for the beetles inside of the galleries. And what we want to see is which species are present and what they are doing inside of the galleries. It's very important to understand how the beetles behave in the field and also in the lab, so we can find ways to manage them and control their population in the field.
Thanks to research like this, our avocados and other crops stay protected. So next time you bite into that delicious local fruit or enjoy some fresh veggies, just know that there's a lot of science, hard work, and innovation going on behind the scenes to make sure that what's on your plate is not just good, but great. For Caplin News, I'm Yomiri Reyes.
The Miami Marlins looking to tie their series against the Colorado Rockies at home.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
He was laying right on this big step right here.
A Florida man looks in his backyard and finds what else? An alligator chilling in his swimming pool. Newsbreak has more on this story when we return after a break.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter! Your feelings matter! Your identity matters! Everything about who you are matters!
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Gator invader going for a swim at a family's pool right here in South Florida. While summertime in Florida is known for tons of heat, you might want to cool off.
As Caplin Jason Harrow sports, one surprising reptilian guest decided to enjoy a pool and soak under the sun.
He was laying right on this big step right here, and he was facing that way, and that's the doorway that we happened to look out of and see him.
It was supposed to be just another peaceful Saturday morning filled with sunshine and coffee for Jim Voorhees and his wife Karen. But that took a surprising turn when they came to face with an uninvited guest at their Pinecrest Lakes home. It all started around 8 in the morning when Jim says he heard a strange noise in his backyard. He took a look but didn't see anything. But around 11 a.m., it was a different story.
We saw something in the pool. I thought it was one of the big palm fronds. Sometimes they break off and blow in the pool. Took a little closer look, and it was an alligator.
A nearly 7-foot alligator, to be exact, doing more than just catching rays. This big guy was taking a dip in Voorhees' private pool.
I've gotten raccoons out of the pool and armadillos and snakes and frogs and turtles, but I wasn't going to go after an alligator.
Voorhees immediately called the Martin County Sheriff's Office, who called in a gator trapper. But Mr. Gator wasn't going out without a fight, twisting, turning, playing tug-of-war, and putting up a tense tussle with trappers. In the end, the snappy reptile was wrangled and removed. Voorhees says his yard is fully fenced, making this gator's entrance quite the mystery. Experts suspect it climbed in. For Caplin News, I'm Jason Hart.
And after losing to Colorado on Monday, the Marlins look to find a win in the second game of their home game series against the Rockies. Top of the third, Jesus Sanchez singles on a line drive, letting Nick Fortes score to give Miami the lead. It was a tight game up until the 8th inning, where Hunter Goodman homers on a fly ball to left field, giving the Rockies the win. The final score was Rockies 3, Marlins 2. The Marlins will continue their final game of the series against the Rockies at home today at 12:10 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back. Afternoon at 12:10 p.m.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
To reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Alejandro Marquina.
And I'm Jose Carlos Rodriguez. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.